so now we're kind of moving into a kneeling position. I'm going to show you from the front, then we'll kind of do it from the side. I've got some protection for my knees because we've got astroturf here that can hurt. So basically what we want to try to do is play around with being able to still use our hips and hinge, okay? So one of the best ways to do that and learn how to do that is to be on your knees and kind of roll back, okay? So what we're going to be doing is playing around with being able to hinge at the hips, come back up, okay? And what we're going to do is focus on rolling back into my hips, okay? Making sure also that I've got my elbows pointing directly behind me. I don't want my elbows pointing out. I want them pointing right like this, okay? The other thing I'm looking at is being able to roll back with having a nice neutral spine. What we don't want is rolling back and having a tuck, okay? It's called posterior tilt, but what we want is to maintain a nice fluid movement, just like that. And I'm coming back, I'm rolling forward, rolling back, playing around with just how it feels. If you feel like you're tucking under, if somebody can watch you, you want to make sure that you're keeping that back in a nice little arch, or posterior, anterior tilt. This is posterior, this is anterior, just for those who need to know. All right, so I'm going to walk forward. Then what you're going to do is you're going to actually tuck your hips under, and then roll back a couple times. What we're going to do is tuck under, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to squeeze my knees together, okay? Just like that. It's called isometric contraction, and then roll back. That oftentimes helps us get back into that roll back, and you'll feel some nice stretching inside the thigh, or inside the leg, the adductor group, okay? Come back out, do that again, and then roll back. Okay, once you've mastered that, I definitely recommend spending a lot of time just practicing that move. We're going to move on to the next phase, and that is the windshield wiper, I call it. You tuck under, and then you roll, and then roll, and you're letting your leg come around, back through, roll. If you feel any restriction, play around with what feels tight, and come back. And you're going to roll back again, okay? That's something to work on, you know, throughout the day or whatever you have time for. But this is a basic movement where you're trying to get back into a rollback, okay? So you're sitting up tall, chest up, come forward, tuck your feet, knees together a few times, then you walk forward, make sure those shoulders are lined up, and then play around with what's called the windshield wiper, I call it. One leg goes out, the other one. And then you're going to feel one hip maybe more mobile than the other. That's something to think about and know, okay? That is the first phase of some hip mobility. So those are some things to work on. You're just kind of working on being able to sit back into your hips. This is vital to learn how to do a nice squat, hinging at the hips, chest up. There'll be some tightness or restriction in most people from sitting, and you're really trying to open up that chest as you're doing these. The key is just to feel the body and really be intuitive and really focus your attention on trying to see which side might be a little more restricted than the other, okay? So that's the end of that little mobility exercise.